Doomed planet. Desperate scientists. Last hope. Kindly couple. Superman. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Off the Record with Judah
and Kirk.
Today, we're going to be diving in.
Can you guess?
Yeah, I don't. After that intro,
Who knows? Who knows
what we could possibly be talking about today?
Literally could be anything.
Yeah, we literally could be talking about anything. The probably outside of 1978, Richard Donner Superman. This series, well, at least the first 6 issues of the 9 issues we're going to be talking about, is probably culturally the definitive Superman.
And that is
John Byrne and Dick Giordano. Dick Giordano is the inker and letterer on this, by the way. So John Byrne does the writing and the art on these books. So we're shouting out 2 names because one man really did all the work, but the other one helped him a little bit. John Byrne's epic, I guess you could call it, Man of Steel. Mm-hmm. All right? So before we dig into the plot, we get into talking about this.
But hold on. We also have the following 3 issues are...
First 3 issues of 1986, John Byrne Superman.
Yes.
Right.
So that makes a total of 9 issues.
That does make a total of 9 issues.
All of which I read today. So
yeah,
that's
what a
interesting.
legend. He's fresh. That's kind of crazy. Oh, before we dig into everything going on,
leave a like. Subscribe, give a comment, shout out what your favorite Superman series is, what you think of John Byrne's work on the character, because I know, especially as we go, we'll probably cover a lot of John Byrne's work on Superman. I know it gets more controversial the later we get. I know everyone agrees that the start is excellent. I think the entire thing is excellent, but that's up for debate the more we go on. Yeah. Also, congratulate us in the comments that we are recording this about 2 weeks, something like that, before it's going to be released.
Which is great.
If you're interested in this kind of thing, we are literally recording this about 4 seconds after we recorded the Absolute Superman video 2 weeks ago. That
one weirdo on Discord that's keeping track of when we record these videos. Shout out Gabe. Yeah.
Also, shout out Wesley. He's literally my roommate. Yeah. Literally texted us and was like, tell them I say hi. Yeah. So you have a fan.
Yeah, you have a fan, Wesley.
Hey fans, you have a fan of my roommate.
Yeah. So overall...
Say thank you, Wesley, in the comments.
Say thank you, Wesley.
We won't never record anything ever again.
Say Kirk looks fresh, F in the chat for Gabe, and thank you, Wesley, in the comments down below if you're listening to this and paying attention, because we know that's not a lot of you. With that being said, overall
I don't know what you're talking about. Literally everybody watches our stuff all the way through and engages heavily.
That was some great sarcasm. Finally, I've said this like 4 times. It's going to be so funny listening to this. Like,
so finally, we're going to get into it now.
Kirk's finally going to answer my question. What are your overall thoughts on what we read of the 9 issues?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
This is going to be a running theme, I think, when we go through some older comics, and that is comparing them to the first of the older comics that we did, which was Marvel's What If. And my complaint with that, which was, oh my gosh, words. Oh my gosh. Did What If have words? Let me tell you, it was so much. It was so bad. But then we did what was the next one that we did? Was an older comic. It was JLI, I believe.
We did
JLI, and I made a comment that I think that was just a What If problem, because even though it was a lot of words, maybe a little bit less, but even though it was a lot of words in JLI, it flowed really nicely, and I was able to read through it really quickly. And now we are here today, 2 weeks before this is going to be released, and I read all 9 of these in one day. Yeah. So, the common thread here is that old thing have much word, and that I get better at read much word. So there's that. That is actually an overall thought I have, which is actually bumping it up in my view, because I was thinking after What If, I was like, oh my gosh, every single old comic we ever cover, which is a lot because Judah, is going to be such a slog to get through. And so it was refreshing for even this one and JLI that is not the case, which, gosh, by the time this releases, JLI was probably like a month ago or more.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So time is flying. But other than that, this was good. I liked it. It's not... So I do have some problems as we get into the main Superman run, 1 through 3, from 87 but 1 through 6 of Man of Steel, this is Man of Steel, right?
Yeah, this is
Man of Steel, John Byrne, shout out, is pretty good. Like, this is solid, good story all the way through, great introduction to Superman.
It is.
I don't have no notes. It's good. I like it.
I think this is the second best Superman origin.
Yeah, I wouldn't know to say, but I did like this a lot. Would you kill me on the spot if I said that my favorite Superman what's the word?
Superman origin.
Origin. Thank you. Forgot the word origin. Comment origin. So I remember next time. Yeah. What if I said my favorite origin of Superman is absolute? Would you kill me?
Okay.
It's not actually.
That's an interesting one to have. I think it's wrong.
This is only coming up because literally
we just talked
6 minutes ago we did that.
The absolute you don't know what it's funny because you read Absolute Superman before you read this. This is the thesis that Absolute Superman is an antithesis to.
Yeah, well, that's obvious.
No crap.
Yeah, the absolute universe, no way.
Yeah, but this is the thesis. This is the statement of this character, which is really interesting. And digging into issue number 1, I want to know the prologue. Prologue, everyone knows. Krypton's exploding. Jor-El warns the scientists. Lara's begging him to we don't know what's gonna happen with this baby. We don't even know where we're sending it. And he does.
Okay, I was a little put off by the prologue where Jor-El was so just nonchalant. It seemed I'm sorry, but all of the whenever he's talking, it's just yeah, honey, Krypton's exploding. It's horrible, isn't it? Oh my gosh, everybody's gonna die, and she's freaking out. She's so expressive. Oh my gosh, hands on her head. Oh my gosh, what's going on? We're all gonna die. Ah, and then he's just yeah, everybody's gonna die. It happens, I guess. I mean, we kind of did this to ourselves, I guess, but it's okay. I'll save our son. And then he's slowly, nonchalantly walking over to the pod that he's already done all the work to turn into a rocket ship before. And he's just as the planet is actively exploding and they have seconds to live, he's just walking as slow as he wants over to this thing. He's I guess I'll just press this button now and launch him off. And it's just okay, dude, maybe a little bit more urgency, huh, Jor-El? Just I don't know. Your planet is exploding. Your son is going to die if you don't press the button as fast as you can. What are you doing? Oh my gosh. It kind of pissed me off as I was reading it. I was dude, do something.
That was a great summation of the prologue. I don't have to give any summary or notes on the prologue. Yeah, low-key, John Byrne has a whole series he does with Mike Mignola called The World of Krypton in the same era. And we explore Jor-El more. And yes, he has zero expressions, and he is literally he has no character whatsoever at all. He just says sciencey stuff, and everyone else around him ooh.
It's so funny, dude. That's awesome. I love that. Let's do that next. Let's record on that. We should
totally do that.
Oh my
next.
Gosh.
Anyway, we have this sharp cut from this dying planet to Clark Kent being an absolute freaking high school stud.
Oh, yeah.
Absolute high school stud. And his dad being I have something to talk to you about because I noticed that you were
single-handedly won the game.
Yeah. Literally everyone on the other team was climbing on you and you were still moving and
American football. I love that we had the same thought there.
Yeah, it's funny. And so he shows him the buried ship and he kind of explains what happened. They don't know where he came from, but they found him one night, and they decided to raise him as their own, right? Or really, Martha decided that, and Jonathan just had to go
deal with it
that.
Because then they were stranded for 5 months because a storm came through and yada yada, and then at the end of the 5 months they were well, I guess we'll just say that this is our natural born son.
Which
5 is not 9 for the record, but I suppose those 3 months can be but 4. Also they're not exactly young either. So I feel it would have been known. But that's okay.
It's chill.
That's okay. It's not an actual problem I have, but I did think of it.
Just suspend the disbelief a little bit. So we get his montage of Clark. We get the introduction to Lana. We get him getting trampled by a cow, which he just
I thought it was a bull, but okay.
It is a bull. I'm sorry.
I'm not even looking at it.
Oh, I know.
I just read the whole thing this morning. Fact check Judah.
And
say L in the chat
he
for
gets
Judah.
Run over by a bull and just takes it like a champ.
Yeah.
And he's completely fine.
Yeah.
We get him.
Slight problem actually that I have with this. His clothes are in tattered, shattered up. Whatever I was gonna say is in something, is in ruins. I don't know. Yeah. They are tattered though.
Yeah.
But then a little bit later, Martha is saying that any clothes that cling tight enough to him doesn't get destroyed, and that's kind of the whole basis of the Superman suit, and also how the cape can get torn up, but the chest piece can take bullets.
Doomsday is the only one that really
so
doesn't damage.
I was a little curious why
his jeans and his jacket are ripped up. If you're like want to,
I guess jeans are a little bit looser, but like I still feel like close enough. That's
the weirdest nitpick ever.
It is, but this was that good that
you had to nitpick.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Well, then we get him discovering he knows how to fly because his dog tackles him off a cliff, and he doesn't fall in, which is really funny.
It was actually the couple of frames around it were actually really funny, where it's like his dog was like jumping up on him and all that, and he's like slowly walking back to the edge of a cliff, and he doesn't even notice until he has stepped 1 foot off the cliff, but he's standing like he's still on solid ground, and then he looks down and he's like, oh, like Roadrunner style, like he looks down and he's like, oh, I'm flying. Except instead of Roadrunner style, where after he realizes he falls down, he stays up there and he's like, I can fly.
Yeah.
Which I probably have the same reaction.
Yeah. After this flashback and conversation with his pa, they go back, and he kind of has some introspection, and he's like, I gotta use these things that I have, these gifts I have, for something good, right? And then we get like what he's doing. Like, I love the way they do this, where it's Pa coming in and there's like another newspaper clipping about him, and we get to see like all the things that he's doing. Like, I really love the way that this is framed here. I think it's really fantastically done. And he saves a plane, which is great. And Pa sees that clipping, goes and asks him about it, and then he tells the story. Yada yada yada. Lois ? Not Lois. Is that Lois?
I don't have this open. I'm going straight from memory right now, so
I don't think ask Lois is on the plane, but she might be.
She is on the plane, yes.
Yeah,
that is Lois.
That's what I thought. Lois is on the plane. He saves the plane.
It's really more of a spaceship, but sure.
The space plane. That's what it's called.
So don't call it plane then.
It's called the space plane.
Spaceship is closer to space plane than plane is to space plane.
Okay, Kirk. Chill out, Kirk. Take a chill. All right. Martha making costume. He get costume. He fly away. End of issue 1. Now, before we proceed forward, I want to give fun fact time.
Okay.
To let you know this.
Okay.
So the year is 1984. DC is going bankrupt. Marvel Comics offers to buy Superman and associated characters. I don't know if we've ever talked about this before.
I'm aware of it.
But you know that this happened, okay? This first issue was written and drawn by John Byrne to be the first issue in Marvel Comics Superman #1.
Interesting.
Yes. So that's why there's like basically no ties to the rest of the DC universe in this first issue.
But I think that's actually very helpful.
Yeah.
Because it's in issue 1.
Yes.
So don't tie it down with everything else.
Yeah.
So that is actually really cool.
But that's the fun fact. And of course, John Byrne, longtime Marvel writer.
Yes.
He was exclusive writer from 1975 to 1985. Obviously, Marvel, I don't know if you know this, Marvel does not own Superman.
No, I think I noticed that actually.
Yeah. So John Byrne had this in his back pocket. That deal fell through, and Crisis on Infinite Earths happens. DC's like, we don't have anyone that has a good idea with how to like retell Superman's story. And John Byrne's like, I just got out of an exclusive deal with Marvel. I basically define what the X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Avengers look like.
Yeah.
How about I redo Superman?
Yeah.
And he had this right there and ready for them. Yeah. And this is how this originated. Yeah. This is how we got this. That's very cool.
Speaking of Crisis on Infinite Earths, we have a stretch goal. All 60 issues. That is the main 12 and all the tie-ins. Every single thing.
Yes.
For Crisis. we have a stretch goal to make that video, record it, like read all of it, record it, publish it by the end of May. So if you would be interested in our covering of that as one whole, probably hour and a half long video,
support this video,
and also subscribe and notification bell, stick around for that. Again, stretch goal, our main goal that it must be done by at least the end of summer. So there's that. And I'm saying that is the end of, I guess, kind of like school starts mid-August, right?
Yeah.
So by mid-August is at the latest.
Yeah, it's the latest time we do it. All right. This second issue, I feel like, is pretty simple to summarize.
Yeah.
Because it really is, and I like this, because this builds, right? This builds in focus. So we start with really small Clark. First issue is entirely focused on Clark and Pa, which I like. Second issue is from Lois' perspective.
Yeah.
And it's literally Perry White being like, okay, there's this flying man saving everyone.
Yeah.
Woman, give
Go
me a
figure it
story
out.
on this, right? And we get to see him doing all his shenanigans, and we get to see that flirty back and forth that Superman has with Lois, which I really like. I really like the perspective of this issue.
What year did the movie that we watched come out in?
1978.
Okay.
That defines a lot of what happens here.
So I was feeling that.
Yeah. The Superman in the comics is not exactly the same as Superman from that movie until here. Which is an interesting thing.
We didn't record on that movie, did we?
We didn't.
Define what movie we're talking about.
Superman 1978, Superman the movie, directed by Richard Donner, starring Christopher Reeve.
Yes.
That fantastic.
We watched that at 2 a.m, a year ago.
On Superman Day.
But I'm remembering that. Yeah, but it was.
This guy go up on Superman Day, or around Superman Day.
Tell me when that is.
It's sometime in mid-April.
Mid-April?
Early April, I don't know.
Early to mid-April, which is when you're going to be gone, which is why we're recording ahead. So we already
ahead.
did that, actually.
Yeah,
I think this is literally already set for that. Thank you so much, Judah.
Yeah. But Byrne literally just rips all of his Superman and Lois stuff right from that movie.
Yeah.
Which is great, because this is really like an amalgamation of all of the kind of what was floating in the zeitgeist about Superman, which is the movie, the serialized Superboy's TV show. You get the audio drama, which ran for 50 years or something.
Dang.
Which is crazy.
Speaking of audio dramas, Star Trek Khan.
Listen to it. I was about to say watch it.
After we do the Wrath of Khan,
we're gonna listen
through that whole thing.
I
have not heard any of it, so also be excited for that. This video is really just also an announcement video for all the other cool things we're doing coming up,
which is a lot of them.
Yeah.
But issue 2 is great. It really just harps on the Lois and Superman relationship, and I really like it. Yeah,
I did too. And then at the very end of that issue, it is right when Clark Kent gets the scoop on Superman. And that's pretty definitional for their relationship going forward.
It really is.
She literally just refuses to date him purely because of that, which is a spite that I can 1,000,000% stay on board with.
Yeah.
I love that.
Post-crisis Clark Kent's first appearance is the final panel where he's like, yeah, I have the story.
Yep. Doesn't even work there yet. He's like, this is my application. The story that you've been looking for this whole time, that's my application to work here.
Yeah. Right,
and then, my favorite.
Moving on to issue 3. Would you like to surmise issue 3, or would you?
Essentially, it's just a crossover with Batman.
Yes.
Very essentially, and I love it so much. It's just so fun. I love the small scale crossover things. This is actually kind of reminiscent of the two things. First, proof of concept for the Flash series CW, where we get Barry Allen on the Arrow.
Yeah.
Right? So kind of reminiscent of that small scale thing. I assume that this is also in the same way to set up a Batman story.
Oh, it's setting up the definitive Batman Superman story that starts an entire
so we got to record
Batman
that
Superman
soon
book.
We got to record on that soon. And
there's a Byrne story called Dark Knight over Metropolis.
Put it in the reading list.
It is we're gonna get to there because we're started John Byrne Superman run. We're gonna do most of it.
Put it.
It's gonna be on the reading docket.
Okay. But and then also the kind of reverse of it, where in the Flash show, I believe it's at the end of episode 1. It probably was. Maybe potentially it could have been in episode 2. But we get the Flash going over to the Arrow to be like, oh, what should I do now? I'm this kid that you met before, and now I'm a superhero. And he's like, my advice: wear a mask.
Yeah.
And that simple, like small scale crossover stuff, like very reminiscent of that. Which obviously came out like 30 years later.
Yeah.
So
definitely inspired by that. Though.
Yeah, totally. There's some time travel shenanigans going on, but I did like it a lot. Essentially, we just get like, okay, Superman is doing all his stuff in I'm forgetting his city now. What's his Superman city? Metropolis. Thank you. It's too much information in my head right now. Metropolis is kind of, for the moment, he's more or less dealt with things. There won't be Lex stuff coming up, but he's more or less dealt with a lot of the day-to-day stuff there. And so he's taking a little excursion because he's heard about this Batman guy who's a vigilante, and it's a slightly different code of ethics than Superman has, and is doing all his stuff over there. And he's like, I need to check in on this and maybe take you to the police because I don't actually agree with this. And then we get a bit of a story where they're teaming up because Batman was trying to track down Magpie, and
really interesting Batman villain, by the way.
Yeah. Crazy lady likes shiny objects, basically, or things that are valuable.
Basically a gold digger.
Yeah, like high level version of that. But yeah, so they're working together. They're tracking her down, and there was a moment in there where the only reason Superman didn't immediately take Batman into the police station was because he said, oh, I have a force field around me. You can look with your supervision and see it. And, if you touch me, then we will, a bomb will go off somewhere in the city and it will kill an innocent person. We get the reveal that the bomb was on himself, and because he knew that Superman would be able to sense if he was lying. Mm-hmm. And this is just a start of the well-known Batman has a contingency for everything that goes on, and like literally right from the get-go we're getting that, which again, I love that. That's so cool. It is definitely a very different code of ethics than what Superman has, but it's also an ethical one.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, I needed you to not take me in because I know I'm doing good and I know I am good.
Yeah.
And but also, I had to bend the rules a little bit. Maybe slightly lie a little bit to you and threaten a little bit to you and et cetera, et cetera. But really good. They catch Magpie, basically.
Yeah.
But the main gist of what was necessary for this was just like them kind of getting to know each other.
Yeah.
So.
Which is, I find it funny that they're like, okay, we're reintroducing Superman. Issue 1, focusing on his family and his morals, like that. We're building that up. Oh, focusing on his love life. Issue 2. Issue 3, Batman. That's the third most important thing about Superman. Batman.
But it's true though.
Yeah.
And I loved it. Like, it's my favorite issue in this entire thing. Yeah. Without a doubt, from the 1 through 6 of Man of Steel as well as 1 through 3 of Superman, this is my favorite.
Yes.
Genuinely, I love this.
Yes.
You could read this alone if for some unknown reason you are watching our video without having read any of this and you don't want to read much of this. You can just read number 3. Genuinely, it's good.
It's like a 10 out of 10. One of the perfect issues in comics, probably, because it literally defines how Batman and Superman relate going forward.
It's so good. It's so
fantastic. All right, issue 4. The next fourth biggest part of Superman, I guess, which he thinks he's number 1, if we're honest, is our good old boy Lex Luthor, who John Byrne
much more looked alike from instead of the modern day Lex Luthor looking thing that we do get in Superman, we get more of a Lex Luthor as what he looked like in the movie.
This is true. And also John Byrne for a long time he did political cartoons, and he made a lot of Trump like back in the day, and he really didn't he has some vitriol against millionaires, which I guess most artists probably do because they are starving in the streets.
Fair.
So he was literally just like, Lex Luthor is Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Like old school Donald Trump, not like our president Donald Trump.
Not like the political, whatever opinions you may have, like, politically speaking.
Like the businessman.
This is businessman Trump, millionaire Trump.
Businessman Trump. And so that's exactly what Lex Luthor is. He's like, this criminal mastermind from back in the day, actually. He's really smart, but he's also...
that's really funny when we get President Luthor.
But he's supposed to mock both. I think it's... Because it goes for a long time. It goes from Clinton to Obama. It's a really long story arc. Like, I cannot express how long that story goes on for. Like, too long. Yeah. Like, it's good.
But it's funny in retrospect that that Luthor's kind of created to be a Trump character, and then becomes president, and then Trump
becomes president. I feel like Trump was reading Superman comics and was like,
you know what?
You know what?
I should become president.
If this guy could be president,
wait, hold on. I think
then so could I.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe in either the 2004 or 2008 elections, which are the two that overlap, right?
Well, there's three that overlap because it's the 90. It starts in 99, technically. He gets elected in 98.
Okay.
I don't.
Regardless, somewhere in that area is when Donald J. Trump was actually first floating the idea of becoming president too. So that's is when Luthor in comic universe
becomes president.
So another little funny.
That story goes on for 10 years, dude.
Yeah.
It goes on from 1999 to 2009.
Yeah.
That's a long story. Yeah. Anyway, digging back into this issue, Lois and Clark are working this gala on a yacht submarine, question mark?
I think it's just a big yacht.
Yeah, it's a big-ass yacht. It's like one
I don't think submarine has anything to do with it.
It looks
I think
like a submarine, though.
It's just a big yacht.
Big yacht. One big yacht.
Literally the biggest.
Also, the largest.
Maybe even the baddest.
The baddest, you know. That's crazy. Anyway.
Well, definitely the baddest is
They're
Lex.
trying to get, like, an interview with Lex. And Lois gets the edge over Clark in this one, which I find funny. And, you know, they have their little conversation with Lex, and we get to know Lex a little bit. He's a humanist. He's a billionaire. Yada, 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 all the things. Then they leave. Then, like, these terrorists are coming to extort them.
Yeah.
Clark finds a way to sneak off, lifts the boat up, defeats the terrorists, and realizes, hey, wait a second. This is like just like a Lex organized this.
Yeah, and he's Trip admits as much. And he's like, and you're on my payroll now. And he's like, no, I'm not. And then the mayor who is there is also like, yeah, you can't do that, Lex. That's a crime. I deputize Superman, which does come up. I deputize Superman and also arrest Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
And then now he mad. He big mad.
And he makes bail, and him and Superman have a great interaction. And I love the way they portray this because he's like clearly smaller than Superman, but Superman's like kind of like slumped shoulders when he's around him, and he's like he's trying to be bigger.
Yeah.
Like, he's a little guy, but he's trying to. The way that it's drawn is just expert. And he's like, at the end, he says, "Remember, Superman, you're a dead man. It's just a question of how soon."
Yeah. And I don't remember exactly where, if it's in issue 1 or 2 of regular main Superman 86 onwards, but in either 1 or 2 the whole deputized Superman thing does come up. Like, it is just because it's kind of in a different story in Man of Steel, and you know, maybe not 100% necessarily every single thing needs to be perfectly canon for Superman going forward. First of all, that's basically what he's trying to do, but that is another thing. So it's interesting that he is deputized.
It is interesting that he's deputized. All right, we open issue 5. The Lex Bots, who, if we read what is my personal favorite Superman origin, and what 85% of people agree is the best Superman origin, unless you are a Geoff Johns fan, which they exist. God bless you, but I don't agree with you. Which is Superman for All Seasons, we get this plot point expanded on, which is the Lex Bots going rogue and not actually being helpful and protecting the city. We just kind of cut
for
to...
All Seasons, right?
Yeah, we did, but not for the show.
I did like it.
You did. It's really good. We should do it
But you just don't think it's the best.
I think it is the best.
For All Seasons?
Yeah, For All Seasons is the best.
Oh, I thought you were saying this was the best and that's not.
No. This is the second best.
Oh, I totally misunderstood what you were saying there. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, he's like, yeah, these guys have been acting up. What's up with that? Clearly you're making faulty materials. He's like, oh, yeah, yada, yada. Explains it away. And Superman's like, I don't know. I'm on to you.
Yeah.
I can't arrest you right now, but I'm on to you. You're doing something. And, he gets some DNA of Superman and decides to do the old
Bizarro
clone thing. Yeah, and he makes a clone to do damaging things to Superman's image and affect this one poor chick. I think that's Cat Grant. Yeah, it is Cat Grant. To affect Cat Grant, and Cat flirts with this Superman, and Clark Kent's like, wait a second, what?
Yeah.
You're talking to, wait, I'm right here, Superman, what's going on?
And there was a slight problem of, like, he's both identities at once, Bizarro is, because he's got the memories.
Yes.
And so he's both, like, got the Superman suit underneath, but then also despite that still being clear, he also has a more Clark Kent uniform on top and the glasses and the hair and all that stuff. And he's like, oh, I gotta get this out of here before Lois comes down and notices. Because she's not an idiot.
Not dumb. Like Kat.
Like he literally says that.
He's not a dumb blonde. Like
right.
That. Yeah.
So
anyway, I love in the art here. Like we get to see him slowly becoming more pale. He's physically deteriorating and slumping. And the fight, like over the fight, you get to see him deteriorating as well. And it's really, I love this. It's really interesting. It's really well done. But like this is kind of like the beginning Bizarro story. Yeah. And it's pretty good.
I like this origin for Bizarro because I've never actually read an origin for Bizarro before.
Yeah.
We have had some Bizarro that's come up.
We have.
As we've gone through some comics and things like that.
True. It gets more complicated because it's like Lex tapped into an alternate dimension.
Yeah. But this was good. I like this.
Just a deteriorating clone of Superman that he defeats, but may come back. And the Cat Grant like being in love with it thing also continues, and it's really dark and interesting later on. But that's not a now problem. Anyway,
so getting into issue 6 before we really quickly, this video is getting too long, so we're also gonna rapid fire 1, 2, and 3 of Main Superman. Although I know Judah likes that more than I do. We'll get into it when we get to it. That will be rapid fire. But number 6.
Yeah. We get the return to Smallville. We get him celebrating, having a good time with his family. He gets the message from Jor-El that he's just like, wait a second, what are you saying? What are you speaking? He doesn't understand it.
Yeah.
And he kind of like gets. This is a weird way of having this done because he like shows up, he tackles him, and then he's already all of a sudden in this image. He kind of starts to understand.
He's like literally uploading all the information that he can into Superman's brain
at the present,
which is interesting. And he does talk about it going in 1, 2, and 3 again. Well, not 3 as much. We'll talk about 3, but just talk about like, oh, I've uploaded all these things, and I know all the I can imagine all the artworks, and I can recant all of the poetry and things like that. And so I'm just like, that's weird.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know that I like that much, or that part of it that much.
But it's interesting.
It is interesting. It is a way of doing it.
Yeah, and then he kind of like, his hallucination ends. He sees Lana. Lana figures out he's, the guy.
What do you mean figures out? He told her 10 years ago.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
She knows. She's
not
in the know.
Dumb.
Anyway, they have we get to explore what their relationship is really like, which is, again, it's interesting.
The more I get of Lana Lang, the more I don't like. What's her name? Lois Lane.
Yeah. Well, as further on we go, that's gonna switch. Trust me.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
I had that switch up too.
I'm sure it will, but yeah, just the more, even with all seasons and all that, I'm just like, this cute old town, America girl. It's like, what more could you want, Superman?
Yeah. Well, what's up with that? And we get like he goes and flies off and finds the pod and realizes, oh, this is emanating from the pod. These things that are going in my brain. And he opens it up, and his dad is basically kind of confusing him. Or Jor-El, his papa.
Yes.
And we get I love the fun thing of John Kent pulling up and just like absolutely whacking other dad with a freaking shovel. Yeah, it's really dope. And he gets to like, Superman processes the stuff. He flies around. He thinks about reconciling his.
He thinks about what he did.
He thinks about what he did. He thinks about his heritage from Krypton, from his family in Smallville, and we get one of the most dope and iconic images at the end of issue 6, which is him standing there, and he's being like, "It was Krypton that made me Superman, but it's Earth that makes me human," and like this is how this story ends. Yeah. Like this is how the Man of Steel becomes who he is, and that is the Man of Steel.
As quick as you can, number rating of Man of Steel.
Number rating of the entire series.
Of just these 6 Man of Steel.
These 6 issues. Oh, this is 8.75.
8.75?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a 9.
You're a 9.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's
interesting.
Okay. Huh.
I liked it a lot. And I'm definitely really biased by number 3, Batman.
Number 3 is perfect 10 out of 10.
It's so freaking good. So good. Oh my gosh, I love that. Issue 3 is the greatest. Again, if you read anything from this, don't read number 3 of Superman, but do read number 3 of Man of Steel.
Yeah, I think we can both agree that number 3 of Superman is.
You literally don't read it.
It is an interesting issue.
As I mentioned, rapid fire 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2 do kind of have a story that is somewhat actually a story that continues, and not only continues going forward, but also like goes from 1 to 2.
This is true.
Number 3 is where things go off the rail, but really quickly, number 1 is where we get I'm forgetting his name. Metallo. The guy who is metallic and has kryptonite as his heart. And is just like a brain in a suit of armor, basically. I thought that was good. Mm-hmm. Kind of interesting. I like the mystery way of setting it up, where it's like, oh, there's this, I found this place, and this person's been stalking me, basically, and knows all these things about me, and oh, this would not be good if people were to find all these same things, because somebody from Smallville would probably recognize me, and et cetera, et cetera. And so he drills around the entire building and basement, and then solidifies the outer yard of it, I think he said, and then chucks it into L1. I believe it's L1. It might be 4. But between the point where the gravitational forces between the Earth and the Moon negate each other, and something will stay in that relative position almost forever, which is, we put a bunch of satellites and telescopes and other things there too nowadays, but obviously back in 86. So that wasn't quite happening there, but obviously mathematically knew about those things. That's cool. I like the science. Science fun. Science very fun. But throws it in there. He's like, I'm gonna have to come back to this later. Well, should have come back to it sooner because
goes for a jog with Lois. Gets interrupted by this dude robbing a bank, and this dude just like he's still Clark Kent. This dude beats the crap out of him, and he's like, what? What is going on?
Damn.
And we discover this is Metallo. He shows back up as Superman. Kind of gets his butt kicked, and then he's like, oh, I'm losing this fight. Cops show up, shoot Metallo. Metallo kind of like, we revisit his origin, see what happens with him. And then and
this is where that building that he sent into space comes from. Comes into the story. This is where Metallo came from, was that building. And then Luthor is like, wait, hold on. I kill Superman.
Not this idiot.
I get to kill Superman. I said that in Man of Steel. I get to kill Superman. So he kidnaps Metallo. Somehow.
Well, he collapses the building, kidnaps Metallo, and Superman just wakes up and is like,
that happened, I guess.
That happened. I just got my butt handed to me, and this guy better not show back up. He does. Spoilers. He shows up.
Oh, yeah.
He is, I don't think he's invented. He might be invented here, actually. I don't know.
I definitely don't know.
I don't know.
So is it in this one or in number 2 that I believe? I'm pretty sure it's in number 2 where we get Luthor has Metallo, and he's like, "Oh, we've got this kryptonite substance and it hurts Superman and blah 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 blah. We want to get it out, but the scientist is like, we can't get it out without killing him." And so he's like, "Oh, really? Well, then this should be easy." And he just reaches in and rips it out and kills Metallo.
That's in issue 2. That's like the opening scene of issue 2, which I really
do like
love.
That was
issue
good.
2. Issue 1 and 2 are really good. I think.
Oh, and by the way, now we are getting into with issues 1, 2, and 3 here. The main Superman run. We're getting more of the Lex Luthor like we modern think of Lex Luthor.
Yes.
With full bald, essentially.
Yeah. So the entire plot of issue 2 is Lex Luthor's like, okay, this guy can't be Superman all the time. Because clearly he's not. So who the heck is he? He hires this chick to figure out. Yeah.
He knows that there's some sort of a connection between Clark Kent and Superman because he's been saved by Superman an odd number of times, Clark Kent has. And has all these stories about him. And so he's like, well, clearly he has some insider information. Are they like brothers or cousins? Something like that? Which I'm sure cousins will never come up in relation to Superman ever again.
Well, at least not in the Byrne era. The Supergirl does
So you know how I said ever again?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Chief.
Everyone mock Judah in the comments.
No, everybody drop what we're gonna have to dig into Matrix Supergirl if we start going further into this run, and I have to get a whiteboard for that, just to like keep it straight.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Anyway, she gets a probe to follow him around, which he crushes. Tries to brutalize and kidnap Lana and his parents unsuccessfully.
But does get enough information about what a young Clark Kent looked like. Yeah. Which is extremely important.
It is. And then enters all this information into the machine. And she's like, well, the machine says Clark Kent is Superman.
And he's like, no, he couldn't be Superman because if I were Superman, I would never not be Superman because I like power. And so clearly Superman would never willingly not use his powers at any given moment in his life. So judging Superman based on Lex Luthor doesn't think that Clark Kent could ever be Superman.
Yeah. He says such power is to be constantly exploited. Such power is to be used all the time. I'm like,
okay,
sheesh,
dude. Like, clearly you're not actually that intelligent if you don't realize that other people don't have the exact same mentality about things as you.
He's like, the obvious answer is not the right one. That's like literally what.
Yeah, but it's not the obvious answer because they freaking put it into the machine.
Yeah. Anyway, that's. I think issue 3 throws you off by the series. First 2 issues are good and set up a lot of what
good
comes.
They're good.
They're good.
They're not great. And
Interesting.
I don't know. It's just they're good. But that's about it. So, but yeah, we're about to do number 3. Number 3 ruins everything and I hate number 3. Don't read number 3.
Read number 3 is not terrible. Number 3 is part of Legends.
Okay, so let me clarify. I actually do like number 3 as a story if it were completed. Like, it sets up something interesting. Mm-hmm. I know it's part of something else. It should have stayed part of that thing. It should not be number 3 of Superman. Because I'm jumping into the middle of something that I don't understand. And then I leave it. And I never see it again. Because it's part of something else.
We can do Legends one day.
Yeah, but like, as in Superman, like, you go into number 4 and it's like, okay, and we're going to do something else now.
Yep.
Like, okay. That's like... Why? So I hate it because of that. The story itself, don't have a problem with it. Art, no problem. Story, no problem.
Yeah.
The fact that it's number 3 and it just totally throws everything off, I hate.
It's chapter 17 of Legends, by the way.
Yes, 17. 17. I hate that. Even if it were just number 1, and we still never ever saw it again in Superman, but it was a number 1 of part of something else, be like, okay, it's setting something up, you gotta pull readers in and get money and things like that. So I understand. But number 17? I hate it. But this is the Darkseid one.
Yes. And it's dope and it establishes their relationship. Like, I don't see... Okay, we do have to do Legends. Full clarity, I know things about Legends. But I have never read Legends.
I know nothing about Legends except for what I just read. And it pisses me off. So
yeah, I know that Darkseid is a big part of Legends. I also know that it's the first Suicide Squad story. I also know that Superman's not really involved in it.
What?
Yeah.
That just makes this worse.
Yeah, like, it's kind of a Shazam story.
Okay.
Like,
well,
I again never read the book.
Yeah.
Don't know what it's like. But this issue really does kind of like... It's good. It's quality.
But it falls flat.
Well made, but it falls flat. It's exactly right.
Essentially, though, the gist of what happens, Clark Kent is running away from these little laser things that are, they're little laser things is all he sees, that are chasing him. And he notices it goes through like other objects and like clothes and things like that. Like that's not there, but eventually it does come in contact with him as Clark Kent, which is very important because he says, metahuman activity basically has been banned. Superheroing has been banned, so I can't do anything about it right now. So I have to stay as Clark Kent. But also, it would be pretty obvious to whoever's controlling whatever is chasing me that Clark Kent is Superman if I did this. So, yeah, I can't just, right now. So he's like running away as Clark Kent, and then eventually catches up with him, teleports him to Apokolips. Interesting. And Darkseid is like, you're not Superman.
Yeah.
Clearly. It is not that you actually are Superman and you just have an alternate identity. Clearly, it is actually just that somehow this thing that is not supposed to fail did. And I'm not going to question it anymore, and I'm going to throw you out the window. And then obviously he doesn't die, and then he's just wandering around Apokolips a little bit. Some people are like trying to take his stuff, and that's, they take all his glasses and his coat and all these different things, and it reveals the suit underneath. And he's like, okay, well, I guess there's no point in hiding it now. But then he does still try to hide it, but because he goes in and he steals some clothes, and then there's this thing where there's some person is, I don't know who this is or if she's important, but she's been captured and she is like a heretic against Darkseid's word or something like that, and so they're gonna execute her.
Barda.
Oh, that's Barda. Okay, that is kind of cool. And then she runs away while Superman creates a distraction, and then it's the end of the story, and we will never see any of that ever again, at least in Superman.
I'm trying to see.
I don't like it.
There are, because Byrne took over the entirety of Superman, which in this first volume is just Man of Steel and Superman titles. So, but later on we're going to have to go between Superman, Action Comics, Adventures of Superman, and Superman the Man of Steel. So I'm trying to see, it's not an Action Comics, there's no Legends tie-in for Action Comics. But I'm trying to see if this story does...
If it does get picked up, though, at this point, from where you're looking, it has to be, like, so far down the line that it would not change my opinion.
Yeah.
As to how much I don't like it.
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate. Again, the story itself is not actually that bad. It's really the placement and how it throws everything off, and it's just, like, stuck in there for no reason, and that is the number 17 of the Legends stuff that's going on. And it's just, like... I don't like it for that reason. The story itself, the art, again, they're fine.
It's fantastic. John Byrne's iconic.
But it's just, it really annoyed me.
Yeah, that's fair. I really love this. Again, this is like my first taste of really diving in. I had my first Superman issue is issue number 11 of John Byrne Superman, which is a really fun one, and I cannot wait to get to it because I have definitely nostalgia bags for it. But I want to see what you think about it overall. It's a really interesting one. But I love the art and all of the stuff we've talked about. I love the story that is set up and the way Byrne defines what really was taken by Bruce Timm and the creative team behind Batman the Animated Series, for Superman the Animated Series, and Justice League, and what like kind of became the zeitgeist Superman, right? Like this is like who we think of when we think of Superman. It's this guy. It's really interesting to see that forming here. You know. Well,
then give me a number rating rather of 1 through 3 of Superman, and then also of the overall 1 through 6 and 1 through 3.
It's got to be 8.5.
Of what?
Out of 10.
Oh no, is that overall?
No, that's 1 through 3. 1
through 3. Okay, and then overall.
Yeah. Overall, I said 8.75 for Man of Steel, but like if I'm rounding out these things and I'm being honest, it's like 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Like if we collected all of this stuff together, it's like 9 out of 10.
So I'm gonna put 1 through 3 of Superman. I'm gonna put it at 6.5.
Whoa!
I'm sorry. Number 3 seriously ruins it for me.
I'm just
1 and 2.
That.
1 and 2.
1 and 2 are excellent.
1 and 2, I give 8. 7.75, something like that.
That seems low to me.
Just not my thing. Man of Steel, again, though, was really good. I think I said 9, right?
Yeah.
Really good. That's not as much. 7.75, 8, somewhere around that range for 1 through 3 of, well, or 1 and 2, and then 3, like a 4.
3 is not bad.
But overall, whole thing, 8.25.
Wow, that seems low.
I'm sorry.
That was terrible. 3 is not that bad.
I'm sorry.
Oh, we're gonna get into some I gotta throw some garbage on here just so you can increase the ratings on things.
No, I'll just put those as lower ratings.
Well, let me throw in some freaking Frank Miller Batman.
Okay, that's just gonna have to be 3 and 4 instead of 6.
Yeah.
It's that simple, Judah. Actually. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't like 3. 3 is what throws it off. The rest, 1 and 2, they're good. 1 through 6 of Man of Steel. Yeah. Oh my gosh, is it great? Number 3, perfect. But the other number 3, take that away from here, please. I don't want that.
Get it. Fall from me, flee, children.
It should be part of its own thing, because it is part of its own thing, but it's acting like it's not.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. But maybe it's just me. I'm a Superman guy. This is for
true.
Me. I am more objective when it comes to other things. But with that being said, Kirk, you said 7.75, 8.25. What did you say? 8.25.
So overall 8.25. Yeah.
So together we make
8.75.
Yeah.
Pretty high.
That's pretty high.
Read it. Maybe not number 3 of Superman, but number 3 of Man of Steel.
Yeah, sure. read the entirety of Man of Steel. Start your Byrne journey there.
Yeah.
And then
you can legit read Superman 1, 2, and just skip 3 and go to 4. It'll be a more pleasant experience if you want.
Most likely.
Like the story itself of Superman 3 is not actually bad again, but do it as part of Legends.
Yeah.
Skip it if you're doing it as part of Superman.
This is true. This is valid. That being said, Kirk, you gotta shout out Bevy.
I'm gonna shout out some diet Snapple something. Any sort of diet Snapple, throwing it out there.
That's terrible.
Massive shout out to you.
That's
I'm sure
terrible.
that tastes horrible.
It does. All right. With that being said, good morning, good evening, good night. God bless.
Bye.
Bye.